Okay, so wrapping up our applications today, we have Tillamook County Habitat for Humanity and Russell Renfro. The project name is Habitat for Humanity. The description is 2 cottage clusters with 6 units each and 2 duplexes for a total of 16 units. Project request is $100,000 and they have not come before the Housing Commission before to request funding.
Thank you. I'm not Russell Renfro. He let me know on my drive here that it would be me, and me not knowing what the slide deck even looks like. So we'll have a good adventure together. I of course do know well about the project, so that'll be fine. So the L Properties is the property that Tillamook County Habitat for Humanity already owns. We're really looking forward to developing it and it to be the most it can be, but also still really provide a community and be a space that people are proud of and happy to live and own there. We do use a model that is, we sell our homes at an affordable price. We'll talk about our affordability covenant that we currently use and what we'll move forward with this project using in subsequent slides. But we originally, when we applied for this, because life moves so quickly, we were looking at 12 units as cottage clusters in that short interim of a couple months, even though we've been talking to the city of Bay City for over 2 years about this, and they said 12 is great. We have been reduced to 8 cottage clusters. Well, 8 different total cottages. Units. Yes, total units. Well, total units for that area. Yeah, so it gets rough, but still going to be a substantial build for us. It will be all together. The L Properties would still be 12 units. Our vision for the cottage clusters is hopefully to make some of this be like a veterans cluster, where veterans they'll be living door to door next to each other, and we'll have that community. We know that there is a need for that in this community and for veterans as a whole, where they tend to have a harder time not just self-isolating. And this would really help them with all the negatives that come from self-isolating. So it's very exciting. We're stoked to do it. We have applied for LIFT. Well, we're in the process, of applying for LIFT funding. We've applied for funding through the Oregon Business Development. I don't know. There's so many letters. Like you said, you people and your letter. No, I'm just kidding. And we are poised to at some point apply for Merle and CERTA as well. So definitely, it's going to take a lot of funding. The big problem with this project for us is there's no infrastructure. The infrastructure itself to just even got us start looking at it is going to be $800,000. So that's to get the plumbing, like the piping, the water, the sewer, a road, well, substantial road, 2 sets of roads. So there's a lot of infrastructure to get us started. Once we have done that, we will be very efficient and good at our jobs. That's what we do. We have a good history in being good stewards of the finances that was blessed with. We do build our houses with, nice. Oh, I like it. We'll go there. We do build our houses, as you can tell on the left-hand side, it's stucco. That's because it's an insulated concrete form house. So it's not a stick-built house. It really is an interesting process. And at first you're like, are we building stable houses? Is this real or is this not? Because when you put it together, it's seriously insulation, like little Lego bricks that's hollow. But then you put a substantial amount of rebar and fill that with cement. And now you have a far more stable house than any other houses on the market. It helps with all the things from pest control to once you get the temperature in that house, it pretty much will stay. Like you have to choose to change it because it's so well insulated. So it's just when there's hurricanes and terrible things, you'll see these houses stay up, whereas the others do not. So it is more of an investment on our part, but it's a long-term investment for what we're doing and what we believe as Habitat is partnering with the families and helping them to have success. And that success is a lower electricity bill for them. That success is rodent and pest control. So they, are able to stay safely in their home. So this is one of our most recent houses, and we get the privilege of partnering with a lot of Tillamook volunteers, businesses that gift in kind some of their work or their products. And definitely, this is one of our key volunteers for that particular build. He installs all the cabinets in our kitchens, and that's a big deal. I mean, the kitchens are an expensive thing, but not for us. Fortunately, we have a lot of leverage and different community contacts to help that to not be such an expensive endeavor. So the community impact and volunteers is part of our program is that we want our homeowners to not, like we believe in a hand up, not a hand out, where they're investing time, their sweat equity, they're working on the house themselves. We require financial education, whether that's through us or something else we certify as appropriate. And home maintenance and these different things that we're partnering with them in the short term and the long term to be successful on. And that's a fun part about our program is we're not just saying, here's a house and we believe that's going to fix all the social economic issues you're having and yay. We're saying, hey, we can help you get to where you're going to be able to navigate all the new things that come with home ownership and make this into a life-changing event for you. So currently the affordable covenant model that we use, which was referred to as a permanent affordability covenant, but it's now perpetual is the appropriate word for that. We use a 99-year model where every time the house sells, that's actually a covenant that has to be re-signed. It has to sell to another low-income household. So the wealth building opportunities for these households is reduced, right? Just like we discussed earlier, the ability to resell it and make a large profit, that's not what we're in it for. We're in it for, we set you at an affordable price now. As your income increases, you will still be paying this affordable price. You can then leverage those funds to save money for a future down payment on a larger house or whatever it is and that's where the wealth building will start kicking in with us. So I believe we do both. I believe we're a community asset and helping the community to have an asset that will continue to be passed on from 80% of low AMI households. But we're also helping the individuals that do buy our houses to be able to leverage that and build wealth. So I'm very excited about the permanent affordability covenant. That's kind of my jam. We probably will be pivoting should we get lift, which I imagine we will, to a slightly different model, but we will be keeping our extra padding. We won't just, I can't imagine us just keeping only the land like the lift requires. I see us still having additional on top because that's really the direction we're headed is that community asset. Is that the last slide I have?
That's the last slide.
Okay, so,
This one, because that's good.
okay. I like that. So, we do, like I've talked about, we have a lot of community partnerships. We build all of our homes to be ADA. That's what we're into that we think that in the long term for you to be able to age in place, that's the method that we need to use. Regardless of funding sources we get, we are very extremely unlikely to ever go above selling a house to anyone over 80% AMI because that's HFHI's rules, Habitat for Humanity International. There's some ways we can go around that, but that's not of our interest. So, and I think that's all I felt I needed to. What you got for me, Paul?
The cottages will be sold as well.
Yes, sir.
And would they qualify for VA loans?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, and the Veterans Services of Tillamook County are actually one of our sponsors and advocates and partners. So they are very interested in really making that. Yeah, I would love to see all 8 of them. Originally, I had just hoped 1, which would be 6, because I thought that 12 might be a little hard to find 12. But I think it'll be fun to see where that heads.
Well, I think, the VA loan with no down payment, mortgage insurance, it's a big, it's an easy sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say this is Bay City or?
It is, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
How close is to your existing properties or your former properties that you've sold?
So are you referring to like Habitat Row and basically, okay, yeah, it's actually right off of that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no road, so that's, otherwise I'd say if you went right down the road, it's like where the road stops and there's forest, that's where it's at.
Okay.
It's the infrastructure required to put it.
Yeah. We got the bid on the infrastructure and we're applying for pre-development because we need things like the site plans created and the engineering and, all of those to move forward with the process. But when I got the $800,000 like infrastructure just to start looking at building, I was like, wait, what? I can build 4 houses for that. It was a little hard for my heart, but.
I'm really happy to see Habitat building more than one house and to build a set of houses like this. I think this is a really good step forward and good news for the future.
Thank you. Yeah, I think, to be clear, the infrastructure will allow us to build all 12 of those houses. Our first phase with lift will be the 4 non-cottages. And then our second will be, but we need to, make sure we get that down the path because lift has very strict time frames that we need to match. And I'm not sure we can build 12 in the 3 years from beginning of lift to,
Does the lift funding help with the infrastructure or do you have to find that first? And this ask isn't even scratching the surface. So are there other funding sources that
So
you're?
this ask can't help with the infrastructure, can help for us to really be positive about exactly what infrastructure we'll need,
Gotcha.
which is really imperative in we need. And again, it has the partnership for lift, but the lift funding we received, it can be used for the infrastructure or for
Okay.
building. My hope is to be able to, like, we've applied for infrastructure funds, so maybe supplement with the lift and have the lift help us on all of the other, the STCs and all the other things that are going to come down the pike on this that are going to cost us copious amounts of dollars, but I haven't calculated out yet because I just don't want to. I think we just get started and get down the road and then get.
Stop and share and see if anyone online has any.
I think you're off the hook fairly quickly.
Yeah.
I was enjoying standing though.
It's like,